Also,
is half mine.
blue, I tried to
We
match
called
you
each
today.
other. I was like, you wear your acid wash colors. But you are doing well as an actor and director, so why write a...
Blake Lively has just made a shocking move in her federal lawsuit. He's now trying to erase her own sworn testimony. Her legal team asked the court to strike her final deposition, essentially attempting to delete the very statements she gave under oath. The person who launched this massive case against Justin Baldoni now wants her own words removed from the record. And the question is, why? Her lawyers claim it's about privacy, but that explanation doesn't hold up. You don't initiate a high-profile legal battle and then hide the evidence you personally provided. So what exactly is in that transcript that she's so desperate for the judge and the public not to see? Justin Baldoni's team has now responded, and they did not pull punches. In their filing, they made it clear that Blake doesn't get to rewrite her own history. They emphasized that this isn't an issue of safety, abuse, confidentiality, or anything improper in the deposition. It's the final, official version of her testimony, her own words, reviewed and approved, and now she wants it buried because it contradicts her narrative. Baldoni's lawyers say the truth is simple. The deposition hurts her case. They also pushed back hard against Blake's claim that the transcript was filed to embarrass her. Baldoni's team pointed out that it was submitted under seal, meaning the public couldn't see it at all unless the court decided otherwise. There was no smear campaign, no attempt to shame her, just a routine filing required in litigation. Blake's attempt to spin it otherwise, according to Baldoni's team, is nothing more than an effort to hide damaging evidence now that she realizes her own statements could undermine her entire case. Then came what felt like the knockout blow in this escalating drama. Blake insisted her deposition transcript was only a rough draft, but Baldoni's lawyers immediately challenged her to show any markings that proved it: draft labels, edits, notes, anything. There were none. The document wasn't a draft at all. It was the final, approved version, and she knew it. At this point, the entire situation looked like Blake was scrambling harder than ever as the legal fight spun further out of control, with every move seeming designed to erase anything that didn't fit the narrative she wanted to project. Meanwhile, Baldoni's side kept responding with receipts, procedure, and court rules, while Blake threw out accusation after accusation, hoping something would land. Right after being criticized for trying to strike her own sworn testimony, she made another dramatic claim that Baldoni's team had leaked sealed materials to the media, but she didn't offer a single piece of evidence. Not a screenshot, not a message, not even a vague trace of proof. Because of that, Baldoni's team dismissed the allegation almost instantly, making clear that nothing tied to them suggested any kind of leak. They even pointed out a detail that Blake's own filing seemed to overlook. Her side had a much larger list of people with access to the sealed material, from lawyers and PR staff to assistants, office personnel, and even people present during the deposition process. If anything had leaked, they argued it could have easily come from her own circle. Instead of accepting responsibility or clarifying her claims, Blake leaned back into the familiar cycle, portraying herself as a victim, shifting blame outward, and hoping the public storyline would be more convincing than the one playing out inside the courtroom. But the chaos didn't end there. Things became even stranger when Blake's team brought Perez Hilton's online insults directly into the official record, transforming a serious lawsuit into something resembling viral celebrity drama. In a move that surprised nearly everyone watching, her team submitted Perez Hilton's harsh tweets and commentary as evidence, placing his online mockery into the public court file for anyone, including the press, to repeat. Perez had taken jabs at her image in scathing posts, calling her names and mocking her career, but dragging those remarks into a federal case only made the legal battle look more theatrical. Instead of strengthening her position, it blurred the line between a courtroom dispute and celebrity gossip warfare, all while Baldoni's team continued keeping their responses strictly legal and procedural. Instead of brushing off the nasty comments like any composed public figure would, Brianna Locke marched those insults straight into the courtroom, as if a gossip blogger's jabs could somehow reinforce her legal claims. The move backfired instantly. The moment her filing became public, the media gained full permission to blast those insults everywhere. Now Brianna is watching the fallout unfold. Her own decision has given reporters the green light to repeat every embarrassing line, turning the case into a spectacle she accidentally created. Meanwhile, Jasper Bell's legal team continues moving forward with calm, quiet confidence as Brianna's entire strategy unravels. She thought she could transform a few sarcastic tweets from a celebrity blogger into a dramatic legal catastrophe, but all she managed to do was inflate meaningless insults into a courtroom circus. Instead of earning sympathy, she exposed how frantic, impulsive, and unfocused she has become, fighting battles that don't matter while ignoring the real issue: her collapsing deposition. Jasper, on the other hand, remains disciplined and silent, refusing to engage in the chaos. Brianna keeps lighting new fires, but every one of them blows back onto her, and her decision to drag a blogger's commentary into official court filings only highlighted how desperate she truly is. What Brianna doesn't want anyone to know is what was happening behind the scenes. She wasn't a fragile actress doing her best. She was a relentless perfectionist trying to control every corner of the production. Multiple people connected to the project said she constantly tried rewriting scenes, giving unsolicited direction, and forcing her ideas into the script as if the entire set were her personal domain. The wild part, Jasper actually played along. He smiled, nodded, and praised her ideas just to keep the peace and get through the shoot, only venting to his team afterward. Behind that polite grin, he was dealing with an exhausting storm of ego and stubbornness. Brianna wanted full control without doing the real work. She didn't want to just act, she wanted to run the entire show. And now she's spinning a story that she was belittled and emotionally shattered. But Jasper wasn't belittling her at all. He was surviving her. Jasper wasn't collaborating with a co-star, he was babysitting her ego every single day. He accommodated things no director normally would, sending wardrobe to her house, shifting entire schedules around her preferences, and agreeing to every unreasonable request just to avoid another meltdown. Yet, after all that, Brianna Locke flipped the situation into a lawsuit and tried to rewrite her own behavior into a tragic tale. She calls it emotional distress, but the truth is that the only distress on set came from managing someone who acted like the boss without having the skill or discipline to actually lead. Now she's playing the victim in a narrative that doesn't match reality, all because the truth makes her look bad. And Hollywood has finally started to notice. Brianna is being quietly iced out as studios once eager to cast her slowly distance themselves, not because she lacks talent, but because no one wants to work with someone who sues her colleagues, drags online drama into federal court, and treats every disagreement like a public war. Industry insiders are blunt. Brianna has gone from an in-demand star to a liability, demanding, unpredictable, and always one spark away from turning a project into chaos. This victim act isn't new for her. She plays it everywhere. Every situation becomes a story about herself, her feelings, her grievances, her drama. While hard-working actors wake up at dawn for open auditions, she was having costume racks delivered to her door like royalty, convinced the normal rules never applied to her. But now the industry has had enough. Producers are moving on. Studios have stopped calling. The once constant interest has dwindled to silence. Meanwhile, Jasper Bell keeps working, keeps earning respect, and keeps rising without theatrics, without meltdowns, without PR stunts. Every time Brianna throws another public tantrum, Jasper's legal team responds with calm documentation, receipts, emails, transcripts, filings, and verifiable proof. Her story keeps shifting, claiming victimhood, then trying to seal her own statements, accusing Jasper's team of leaks with zero evidence, complaining about media cruelty while she's the one dragging gossip bloggers into court. It's chaos piled on chaos, but Jasper refuses to engage with the spectacle. He's not fighting with headlines, he's fighting with truth. And that truth is simple. He kept the peace, supported her constantly, and worked hard to make the project succeed. Her response was to attack him, and now even the lawsuit is collapsing. The court can see the contradictions, the emotional manipulation, and the narrative games. The evidence reveals exactly who has been honest and who has been manufacturing drama from the start. Jasper isn't just surviving this, he's emerging stronger. And the longer this goes on, the clearer it becomes. Brianna's case isn't just weak, it's falling apart completely. She thought she could destroy him, but in the end, she isn't exposing Jasper at all. She's exposing herself.